Alright guys, so this is Tyler, and I'm starting a YouTube video on basics on cleaning your tank. So as you can see, my tank is has some dirty glass. So I'm going to take this here scraper, which I'm now going to jump in the tank and show you. It's just a metal scraper with a black handle, and it's adjustable. You adjust the red grips, you can adjust it. And if you have an acrylic tank, I don't recommend using these metal scrapers, as for they will scratch the acrylic. But if you have a glass tank, then I highly recommend them, as they knock down the hard algae and the stubborn algae very well, such as the green stubborn algae and the purple coralline algae, which comes from a calcium base, from your calcium alkalinity, if you're somebody that has had a reef tank before and is possibly interested in getting one. I'm going to turn it off for you guys. You guys can see clearly now the algae's gone. And basically it just has an aluminum blade on the end of it. They do get kind of dull pretty quickly, but not too fast. Had this one for probably about 5 months, 6 months now. And they bend kind of easy, so that's the only thing you have to watch out for when it comes to these little blades. But other than that, they work amazingly, and you can get them in all different sizes. So you have a smaller tank, you can get one with just a handle. If you have a bigger tank, you can get one with an even bigger handle than mine has, along with this one also extends more so than I ever need. So as it is right now, unextended, it's perfect for my little tank. And this is a 30-gallon reef tank, and I'm running Radeon Gen 2s on it, and I'm running a little bit of everything coral wise, from SPS to LPS. And I personally keep my Radeons at about 65% what I'm running them on, and I run them for about 8.5 hours before the night lights and the moonlights come on, and it's a sunrise sunset cycle. And if you have a Radeon, I'm running the Reef Crest mode. For those of you that don't have a Radeon, they're amazing in my eyes. Generally, they just work really well. From all the shops that I see run them, if anything goes wrong in them, Ecotech's really good about just sending you a part or replacing it. It has a warranty on it. I believe it's a 2 to 3 year warranty. At least the retails I've seen them sell for. So that's really good. You know, something usually goes faulty and Ecotech finds out about it. They're really good about sending you the replacement parts. I personally, with my Gen 2, haven't had any problems, so no replacement parts have been needed. But I know that with the Gen 1s there was some bugs, obviously, since there's the first generation of Ecotechs. But they did replace all the parts and send out care packages, from what I believe, to the people that did report that they had a problem with theirs. So anyways, like I said, what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking the algae off the glass and removing the excess coralline algae off the front. I do have some spots I can't reach due to the rocks touching the glass, which was basically my fault because I put the rocks too close to the glass, but honestly I kind of liked that look of having it right there. And so for those tougher spots, I use this magnet, which is what I'm using right now. I can kind of slide in between spaces I can't get with the scraper. The only problem is the magnet does not remove the coralline algae, obviously. And for any of you that have used magnets or have not used them, they're a beautiful device, as you can see. You can just squeeze in between everything, and unfortunately it only takes off the first layer of algae, but works good for my tank. This is just it's only a 30-gallon nano technically, with a 5-gallon sump, but I kind of had to ghetto rig my sump, as it's basically a 10-gallon sump down there, but it only has about 5 gallons at a time in it, because obviously you don't fill it up to the rim like a fish tank. And So there you go, that's the glass being cleaned. It looks a lot better from my point of view. And then basically I just take a little hand scrub too and get in there and clean up the corners and stuff. Make it look real nice. Some areas I just can't get close enough to, like around this pump up here. It's a little bit above the camera. And obviously your hand work's amazing too. It's a great tool of destruction when it comes to algae fighting. There you have it. There's a nice clean glass. And all I used was just simply one of these guys, which is just like a little piece of, a couple pieces of cloth stuck together. I don't even remember where I got it. It's you can just like a little cutout of almost like foam cloth kind of stuff, or like cheesecloth, I guess. And this is what I use on my algae pads. It's just one of these little cloths, so I just cut them out and stick it to the Velcro of the magnets. So there is a Velcro on here. Some people just like to use the Velcro. I personally like to put this little pad on there, and it really polishes the glass really nicely. And if you get any sand or anything stuck in between it, you can peel it off and put on a new one, so you don't have to worry about getting scratches on your glass. So it's really cheap. You can buy it by the square foot. It's just like a little cloth. You can just kind of pick whatever you want. I mean, everybody uses kind of different stuff from what I've seen. But it works really well, and like I said, you can just cut out a few of them. I mean, this just little piece that I have, I could make 3 or 4 more of these, and these will last a while. Like, I'll probably use this one for the next 3 months, so this will last me probably a year, honestly, this little piece, with this size of magnet. So this works really well for my aquarium. And let me go ahead and get you guys off here. So here's my tank. Front view. I kind of made some of the zoas mad up front, so they're a little bit pissy. But like I said, this is mostly a mixture tank. So I have all my LPSs on the bottom, as you can see. There's an opaque brain down there. And then I have a pretty big colony, and this guy lives through everything. He's crazy. I mean, he's been through 100% intensity up here and still lived. For an LPS, that's pretty surprising. And then I have all my SPSs up here, which I don't know, I'm really liking this color scheme of my zoas down here with the zoa garden. So I'm trying to do like a Monty garden up here, and I have like a mixture of Monties. I have a couple, acros up here, but that's just kind of like a piece that I got little frags of. I'm gonna see if anything happens with it. No, nothing real crazy, but I have a couple nice designer Monties up here, like the Superman Monty, and then I have a rainbow Monty right here, and chili pepper Monty back there. This guy's a Jedi mind trick that one of my buddies had. The tank was a little bit too dark for it, so it kind of lost all of its color, but it still has polyps, so I'm seeing if it's going to come back. I have my big clam right here, which I kind of based my zoa garden around. Yeah, and then here's basically what I use to clean the glass. This knocks down all your coralline algae with that blade, and it comes with a couple different ones. It comes with like a little cloth blade, and then here's a smaller one that I sometimes use to get in those little corners and smaller areas. This has a plastic blade, which still works, but just it really takes some effort to really get off that coralline algae and that green stubborn algae. And in my personal preference, the plastic blades go dull really fast, so I don't like them as much. That's just my opinion. But thanks for watching, and that's how I clean my glass and make the tank look all nice. And that's just one of the basic things you do with these aquariums when you first get started off. And sorry, it's a little bit of a mess right now, but I have a chiller, and then here's my setup. I have basically an overflow box that I plumbed. It goes down here to the sump, it goes into the filter sock, then my protein skimmer, and then to the return pump, which comes up, goes through my hang on the back UV sterilizer and back into my aquarium. And also, if you may have saw, I have a dosing pump right here with all my alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium down there, which I'll get into in later videos. If you don't know anything about that, it's mostly with reef aquariums. I mean, you'll dose maybe a little bit if you have fish-only systems just to keep them low, but it's a bigger necessity in the reefs due to the corals needing it to grow. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully see you next time.